Hello Year 7 and welcome to your next geography lesson. If you could have a look at the image on the board and spend 4 to 5 minutes describing everything that you can see. Be as descriptive as possible, looking at all different parts of this scene, from the foreground to the background, the water level to the sky. Write down everything that you see. Get going with that. Pause the video now. Okay, so copy this sentence for me, please. What is piracy? Piracy is criminal violence at sea, which can involve people being robbed, hostages being taken, or boats being hijacked. In the bottom left, there's a very famous couple who were hijacked in the waters around the Horn of Africa. They were kidnapped and held ransom, meaning that the kidnappers held onto them until money was paid to them to release them. And they were successfully released in the end. In the bottom right, there is a ship, the kind of cargo ship, in fact, quite a small cargo ship. Some of them are huge, that had been hijacked. That is actually a hijacked ship. The pirates have sailed up to it. They have gotten on board. They have taken over the ship, and they will not leave it. They will not release it. They will not let any of the people working on it go until, again, a very, very large amount of money is paid into a bank account, and then they'll leave it alone. So this is the kind of thing that the pirates are doing. If you haven't already, copy that sentence down now, that definition, pause the video. Now, just to clarify, piracy can also be used as a term for the illegal copying or downloading of music, films, or other copyrighted products. We're not focusing on that today. These pirates are not that kind of pirate. These are pirates, I guess, in a much more traditional sense of the word, on the seas, going around robbing and kidnapping, as we just said. So just be aware of that. Okay, so let's have a look at some piracy and where it occurs around the whole of Africa. We're going to focus on the Horn of Africa. Hopefully you can see where that is right now. You should be aware of where that is from the last few lessons. But I'm going to have a little look at all around Africa to begin with. So your task is to describe the distribution of pirate attacks around Africa. Distribution meaning, well, where are they? And here's a few interesting terms for you to help you describe the pattern of where they are. In the blue box, you have linear, meaning in a line. You have random, meaning, well, random. There's no real pattern to where they are. And then clustered, where you have separate clusters all in one area. Those are different types of distribution. And I'd like to try and use those words to describe where these pirate attacks are in and around the continent of Africa. Name some countries. There are a few named on the map that you see there, but you also go back a few pages. You have some maps of Africa in your book as well. You can always remember, go into a search engine and type in Africa map, and you'll get plenty of versions of this with all the countries on. Is it East or West Africa as well? Your final hint there, or both maybe. Try to make at least 5 points. So pause the video here, look carefully, spend 10 minutes doing this, and we'll go through some answers on the next slide. Pause the video now. Okay, so here are some ideas. Most attacks were on the east coast of Africa. Most, not all, but most. There were a cluster of attacks south of Nigeria. There was a linear pattern of attacks along the coast of Angola, also Somalia and Tanzania. And there seem to be random attacks north of Madagascar. Why are most of them linear? Well, because they're happening along a coastline. The boats used, as you'll see in a bit, the boats used by these pirates, they don't use massive ships. They use small little tiny boats with small little motors on the back. They're not going to be able to go out into the deep sea, so they're all linear. They're all quite close to the coast. There we go. So any of those points you've missed, add them on, and let's move on. Pause the video here if you need to do that, or we'll just get cracking with the next slide. Okay, a video for you to watch, please, and 6 questions to answer in 4 sentences. So in 2013, how many Somalis were captured by pirates? The answer would be in 2013, you put the answer in, many Somalis were captured by pirates, full stop. So make sure they're in full sentences. Get cracking with that. You can pause the video as you need to as you watch it to make sure you get all the answers. Pause this video and watch the other one. Okay, so here's some answers. In 2013, over 60 Somalis were captured by pirates. The charity's goal to reduce piracy is 0 hostages and 0 vessels held by pirates. The challenges even of being a pirate is that it is dangerous and stressful, and they face violence from bosses if they don't provide anything. Number 4, Somali people want legitimate opportunities for work and not to be known as pirates. Number 5, the main way to reduce piracy is by creating jobs. And number 6, creating jobs reduces piracy because it means people will not have to turn to piracy to gain an income. Simple as that. Let's move on. Okay, so the final task we're going to be doing today is a slightly longer task of about 20 minutes. You will have attached to this on class chart a worksheet, a table, and a series of information sheets. Now, these are all going to be on the next few slides as well. So what I'm going to do in a second is to work through each of those. I don't need to say anything. I'm just going to put them up on the screen, wait a few seconds and move to the next one. So you're going to be able to pause them and use the information. You're going to use the table. You could either print it off or you can copy it down and you're going to fill it in. You're going to do the green solutions first. The reason for that is they're the two that I'd like you to focus on most, and then as many of the others as you can in the time limit to take you up to the full hour for this lesson. So let's move on to the next slide and let's have a look at what we need to do first. So here's the table. We're going to have 5 solutions. Each of them has a name. You're going to tell me and write down some notes on how it solves piracy and then also evaluate it. Think about any negatives of it. Feel free to add in some of your own thinking as well on top of what the slides tell you. So copy this down. I'm going to move to the next few slides now. So this is it for me talking. The next few slides are just going to work through them all, showing you the information for you to fill this in. So thank you very much. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.